CM Punk and Kevin Owens face off to open the show. Pretty Deadly will not have DIYs back at the Royal Rumble. Damien Priest and LA Knight team up to take on Jacob Fatu. We review Smackdown and Raw every single week, and today is the last show before the Royal Rumble, which we can't wait for. Stay tuned if you want to hear about everything that happened, and like and subscribe so you never miss anything coming up.
This week's Smackdown, the one before Royal Rumble, it's always crap, and to be honest, this one's a bit lackluster, but It does start off with a bang. We have Kevin Owens being interviewed by the biased commentary. I'm just here to take the belt. He takes the belt. CM Punk interrupts.
He does. And CM Punk fancies Kevin Owens as a WrestleMania opponent, but Kevin Owens doesn't like him. He says, there's 29 other men in that Royal Rumble that I like more than you. CM Punk prompts Kevin Owens to get in the ring so they can settle the beef right then and there, but Kevin Owens leaves.
I hate Nick Aldis.
Fuck.
Let's just say that. I hate him. He wants to kill Miz and he wants Carmella to lose. He has favorites. And once again, he sets up a match with... who was it again? Andrade, which obviously with Miz is going to lose. So.
Yeah, Miz, in a Marvel fashion, says he's right behind me, isn't he? And he was right behind him. That was hilarious. So that sets up a match for later on.
Jimmy versus Carmelo.
Again.
Melo don't miss. No, I'm just kidding. He always misses. They're both great in the ring. Jimmy, the better Uso brother. Carmelo, him. Can't get it done. It's a great match. It was enjoyable, but obviously Jimmy wins. Like I said, fuck Nick Aldis, trying to kill Miz and trying to stomp out Carmella. So
he does.
I'm calling him out now. I want a match with Nick Aldis.
It must be noted as well that Jimmy cheated to win the match because Carmelo tried to cheat. Carmelo held the ropes on a roll-up, and then Jimmy reverses it and holds his tights and wins the match. That's Carmelo 0-2.
Which is bullshit, because the ref says, he sees the Carmelo cheat.
Yeah.
He does something about it. He sees Jimmy. He doesn't see Jimmy cheat, which he obviously did. Fuck.
Yeah, no such thing as a babyface anymore. But yeah, fun match. Next, we get a title match. Chelsea Green versus Michin. This is Chelsea's second defense. And she's defending against Michin twice, I believe. She's got a little bandage over her nose after last week's brutal attack. It was a match that we've come to expect from these two women, and the mid-card championship has never felt more mid-card. Yeah. The match ends in DQ. Great heel tactic from Chelsea there, because why wouldn't she DQ herself when the odds didn't look in her favour?
The only incentive to DQ, to not DQ, is that you have to face him again.
Yeah.
But then again, she was going to lose this match if she didn't DQ, so...
Yeah.
Smart moves, heel moves.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting. I mean, dude, the long back makes me want to blow my brains out.
Yeah, we had the long back attack once again. We're going to stop mentioning it because it looks like it's here to stay.
Damien Priest, another promo for tonight. Gets interrupted by Jacob Fatu. They get jumped. He gets jumped. And he doesn't look weak, which is kind of crazy. The fact that Braun Strowman looked so terrible.
He did, yeah. And
then Damien Priest kind of held his own. That basically sets up a match. Tag team match, because who comes out? LA Knight to save him.
Yeah. This was a very nice promo. They're both talking about how they're from the streets. Jacob Fatu, again, with his rhyming, his lyrical miracle. He's a hood poet, man.
And don't you know it?
And don't you know it?
8-man tag match with Pretty Deadly, DIY, and versus MCMG.
And Legado del Fantasma. I'll say that for you. Yeah. Very, very, very fun match.
I was so worried because it's an 8-tag.
Yeah, too many cooks, match. You know?
Yeah, and it could end up so bad, but man, some of the moves. It didn't. Oh my days. The way the match started, it was just 5 minutes of pure fucking chaos. And everyone was on point. Everything was hitting. It looked so good. They must have rehearsed that match because...
It was incredible. Yeah, the chemistry from MCMG and Los Garza was incredible, which is why it was such a surprise when Los Garza drop off the apron, turn around and walk away. Throughout the match, they were bickering. There was a moment when all four men tagged each other in by slapping each other on the back, sort of backhanded. And it leaves MCMG to basically clutch a 2v1. But things aren't so pretty on the other side because Pretty Deadly and DIY also don't get along, mainly because of Tommaso Ciampa. He accidentally kicks Elton Prince in the head. They leave him as well. Tommaso Ciampa gets rolled up by Chris Sabin, and MCMG clutch a 2v4, dude, and we love to see it.
Best tag in the world.
In the world. What did you think of the win, Beav? Was it the right choice heading into the Rumble for DIY?
I don't really think this match matters because it is a 4v4.
Yeah. Again, it's just sowing the seeds between all these tag teams. Any tag team in the division has a reason to fight each other at the minute. It's just so convoluted.
I mean, they're making MCMG look really strong,
Yeah.
and I would like them to win it here. It is the second biggest pay-per-view, but probably they won't fire the gun with this. And you said it. You think DIY is going to win. Everyone back at home thinks DIY is going to win. I don't know. I thought MCMG was going to win.
We're on record predicting MCMG, so we'll have to die on that hill. Either way, we get a backstage segment after this match where Pretty Deadly, Tommaso Ciampa, they butt heads, and Pretty Deadly tell DIY that they won't have their backs at the Royal Rumble. So this is very interesting because...
This is terrible news.
This is terrible news.
No Pretty Deadly at the Royal Rumble.
No, boy. I'm so upset by this. But that being said, it's an interesting development because... Now it's 2 out of 3 falls. DIY don't need Pretty Deadly and never too much help, as we saw a few weeks ago when they failed to intervene in a match. But just not having those numbers, it's an even playing field between these two tag teams, and we'll see what happens.
Liv Morgan versus Naomi.
Banger.
Yeah, it was a good match. Nothing much to say about it.
Well, let me preface that. In my head, this was going to be a banger because I love Naomi and Liv can always go like the match of the year Sky. We always reference that match because it was that good. But yeah, Naomi picks up the win. It was a fun match. Raquel interfered on the outside. Bianca interfered as well, trying to take out Raquel. And the match ends with Naomi and Bianca celebrating and Liv and Raquel attack them. It was last week they had the tag match, right? What did you think of the match though, Bev?
Yeah, it was a solid match. Naomi, she's great in the ring. Liv wasn't as good as I'd expected to be. Raquel trying to do some bullshit on the outside like 3 different times.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
This match really, what's it setting up? What is
it's
it?
Not really setting up anything.
Not setting up anything. I mean, at least Naomi's getting some shine by herself. Picks up a win against a former champion.
Yeah.
The current, what's it called?
Crown Jewel.
Oh, whatever that bullshit
Brown
is.
Jewel.
The Brown Jewel. Who cares, dude?
Yeah, Naomi hitting all of her usual spots, looking very good in this match, and Liv as well. Didn't do too bad in my books, but moving on to my favourite match of the night. This was heat. So after the Bev told you about the promo from earlier with the Miz and Andrade, we get the Miz and Andrade. It gets set up for later, and this match cooked. We didn't... Before the match, you asked me, when's the last time I enjoyed a Miz match? And honestly, I couldn't give you an answer. I always speak very highly of the Miz, but maybe it hadn't been since the R-Truth, the Awesome Truth tag team era. But then, my answer for when the last time I enjoyed a Miz match, it was tonight, because this was a banger. Immediately into the match, the Miz hits a diving Hurricanrana from the top rope on Andrade, just showing him up and teaching him a thing or two. It was fantastic. A Spanish fly from the top rope. Go and watch this match. It won't take much of your time. It was still only 8 minutes?
It was a quick match. Dude, it's phenomenal. And for once, they didn't make the Miz look weak. I think that's why I really enjoyed this match as well. Even though Nick Aldis is trying to stomp him out, get him killed, the Miz showed up tonight, and he was great. I couldn't believe that movie here.
It was
incredible.
Incredible. The Miz just proving why he's been here so long. The Miz proving why he's a Grand Slam champ, and people forget that the Miz can go. Two-time Grand Slam champ. Incredible. Ultimately, though, in that match, Andrade picks up the win, which I think is the right choice because there's more stock in Andrade. He's going to have the longer career. He's still relatively new after coming back to the roster. And The Miz is just like the company man. He's a bit like a Randy Orton in that sense. He's a company guy.
Yeah.
And he's always there, and he's always putting on a great match.
Backstage promo with Damien Priest, who shows up on Monday Night Raw, as he put it. R-Truth. Who doesn't love a bit of R-Truth? LA Knight, they come in. It's a comedy backstage promo. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things like Alpha Academy. It's what happens when R-Truth. Except I actually enjoy it, unlike Alpha Academy. Yeah.
So R-Truth thinks he's on Monday Night Raw right now. He welcomes Damien, LA Knight, and all three of them. R-Truth says, "We should start a tag team." Please God, no. They have great careers ahead of them, R-Truth, please. And then, like an A24 film, there's something lingering in the back, something I can't make out entirely. I know it's a person, but I don't know what.
I had a cold shiver.
It was crazy. It was like something out of fucking Long Legs or something. It was Shinsuke Nakamura in the back, wearing his gold, all in black, menacingly, just standing there, just walking around, and all three men in the foreground do not notice him. But maybe Damien and Shinsuke, LA Knight and Shinsuke, I don't think they're over just yet. But Shinsuke's reign's a bit weird right now. He's just sort of a lingering dark cloud over it. He's not defending too much. When he does defend, it will be against someone like Andrade or LA Knight. But interesting matchups to see coming up.
Stiffy, she comes out and does a promo, which, by the way, hurts your eardrums. We had blood leaking.
Not as bad as Liv.
I'm not too hyped about her title reign. I know I was hyped about the cash-in, but that's a cash-in, bro. Who doesn't enjoy a cash-in?
Yeah.
And Candice LeRae interrupts. Just Candice LeRae. Didn't know the theme song. Of course, who knows her theme song? She comes in.
Guys, enjoy the tiffy time that you have left. How dare you say these things about Nia? Yeah, just the usual heel shit. And then, speak of the devil, Nia jumps them and squishes Candice LeRae by accident and then hits a Samoan drop on Tiffany Stratton. One thing we'll say about her title reign is that we'll give it some time, eh?
Okay, we'll give it some time. Yeah, I think I'm judging too harshly because she had the match with Bayley, which really put the stock down for me.
It did. Anyway. And then that is the last segment of the night, onto the main event. And who's the main eventer on SmackDown? Of course, it's Jacob Fatu, and it's LA Knight, and it's Damien Priest, and it's Tama Tonga in tag team action. Huge. And this was a very fun match, Bev. What did you make of it?
Oh my God. What a fucking fun match, dude. Fast-paced. Jacob Fatu's him. That's the first thing I say. But also, Damien Priest is him.
Yeah, Damien Priest did really well.
I can't believe how much stock they have in Damien Priest. He didn't look weak at all.
Mm-mm.
What Jacob Fatu did to Braun Strowman, and he can't do it to Damien Priest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, genuinely, I think they're going to set up Damien Priest to win the main belt at some point. At some point.
I'd like to see it.
And of course, the babyfaces win it.
They do. LA Knight takes out Jacob Fatu on the outside, temporarily tackles him over the barricade. And then Damien, with a great spot, he's sitting up and he catches a sliding Tama Tonga by the throat, hits him with the South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3. Immediately after the match, though, he's getting his hand lifted by Charles Robinson, and Jacob Fatu pops up and attacks him, and that's how the show goes out. Again, filler episode, man. When we were in the car on the way to the studio, we were talking about how excited we were on Monday for Raw. We were so hyped for it. It's the Raw before the Rumble. But with the Smackdowns before PLEs, man, there's just nothing. Because it's so close.
It's so upsetting. Because I remember a time we used to hate SmackDown. We were like, this is so bad. And then they got into the flow of making SmackDown just as good as Raw, or even better sometimes. And then they've gone back to just making Raw so bad. I mean, and I don't think the 3-hour show helps. I think it just makes it drag, and we get too many segments that don't mean anything. They're not going anywhere. Yeah.
No, yeah, a lot of this was a filler episode, but not without some of its diamonds. I really enjoyed the Miz match, MCMG picking up the win. I always enjoy seeing Carmelo, as I know you do as well, Bev, and that's about it.
It was a weak show.
It was a weak show. Did you enjoy this show? Let us know if you did. Are you excited for the Rumble? Comment below who you think are going to win. We've got our prediction video up on the channel as well, so you can go and make fun of us over there for our brain dead picks. Thank you very much for watching. Join us soon.
NoPop.
NoPop, baby.